What's up, peoples? About to get ready to cook my first meal of the day. It's just ground beef. What's happening? Got some seasoning. I guess this one instead of this one. You guys like the shirt? My tank top? Rip City? What you guys doing this morning? Morning. How's it going? It's a beautiful morning. How's your day going so far? Y'all wondering what I'm about to cook is some a pound of beef. Got some seasoning. If you wonder what it looks like, that's what it looks like. That's my first meal of the morning. Get to do another one later, but with some sweet potatoes. Got to get my carbs in. Set my day up right. What you guys up to? You guys just chilling? How's your morning going? Let's talk life. Anything interesting going on in you guys' life? I like to make patties real quick. Got seasonings for days. First meal I normally do is oven top sometimes. I'll probably do a lot of cooking later. What y'all up to? I like to cook my meals slow, nice and slow. You say I'm interesting? Nice, thank you. Would you like to know anything about me? Ask away, I'll give you whatever you want to know. Pretty open book. Ask me questions. Don't be shy. Ask any questions. Big dude, trying to get some gains, keep my gains. It was interesting this week because I like preach health is a really big thing. So what I did, I used to be really obese and stuff, so I had some varicose veins in my legs. So I went to get a couple of veins shut down so to take better care of my legs and stuff. So that was cool. Health is important. The only sucky part about it was going in an MRI machine. That was not fun. I'm too big for it. Felt like I was being put in a casket. Ask me the questions. Thanks for joining, guys. What's going on? Ask away. I'm a pretty open book. If you don't ask, I can't say anything. What made you change? Well, when your doctor tells you you're about to die in a couple of years, you'll make some changes. Basically, I was putting on too much weight. Average about 5 to 10 pounds a month of body fat. Let's see, what else was going on during that time? I was pre-diabetic. My knees were hurting. My back was hurting. I had no clarity going on. As soon as I wake up in the morning time, it was terrible. I was just eating crap and just not really taking care of myself. And the worst part about it was I was in bed and everything was hurting. That's when there's a problem. You got to go and get yourself checked out. So I decided to make a change. So that's what made me make a big change. I reached out to a good friend of mine that's into fitness. He's a pro bodybuilder and stuff, so I asked him to help me out to construct my life. I wanted to completely do a 180 and just drop everything that I was doing, basically. And I was eating really bad. I call it my addiction is candy. I'm addicted to sweets, so pretty much I had to cut out the alcohol, and sweets was the first two biggest things that I had to do to get myself back in check. The biggest thing is if you want something out of life, you got to take control of your life and stuff, and you got to be realistic and look yourself in the mirror, and that's what I did. I did that for a lot of days. Months in, months out, I got up every day and said, who are you? And that's what made me start making changes for myself, is being realistic. Not saying that I can't do it, because everyone likes to use excuses and stuff. And trust me, if you want to say excuses, I've used every excuse in the book. Every excuse. Definitely when I was in high school, I was offered money to play football. Didn't do it. You know why? Because I told them I had to run. You can use all the excuses not to do anything in your life, but at the end of the day, it's up to you what you want to do. Ask me any questions. Like I said, I'm an open book, so feel free to ask and I'll let you know. No problem. It's good to take control of your life. And one thing I learned these past 5 years is accountability is a big thing. A lot of people in general just don't want to take full accountability for themselves. They want to blame others for the reason why they can't do it, or something hasn't been done or anything like that. And the realization of it is you are in control of you. Whatever someone does, you're not in control of that at the end of the day. So you can't sit there and keep blaming them. If you don't want to be surrounded around them, create a different opportunity for yourself. Life is your choice and what you choose. Ask away. I'm here to answer anything you want to know. You want to know anything about fitness, you want to talk about life, We can talk about it all. You can try to ask me a little bit about finances, but I ain't that great. I know how to balance my own finances, but that's about it. Probably want to go and get an accountant or a CPA or something if you got questions about that. I'm more of the fitness guy. I like working out, eating healthier. What are you cooking? I am cooking some ground beef. That's it. I showed it a little earlier. Basically, that's all it is. 93.7 lean protein, 7% fat. Most of my meals are all pretty lean. That helps me with stopping myself from gaining too much body fat. You're gonna still gain it naturally because it's just part of the game, but you can reduce the amount of fat that you put on your body by eating leaner foods. But it's up to you to choose to do that. I love food, trust me. And that's the reason why I was obese. But at the same time, you gotta take control of yourself. And I still have those types of foods periodically during the holidays and stuff like that for the most part, but year round, I try to eat pretty healthy for myself, take better care of my health. Eat it by itself, that's usually my first meal on Saturday mornings. Every single day is completely different depending on, am I training that day? Today's my rest day, so I'm pretty much just having beef by itself. Next meal will probably be it'll be another thing of beef, but with some sweet potatoes and stuff. Kind of alternate. And other meals after that will have some probably like chicken and greens involved and stuff like that. I do 6 meals a day. One of them is a shake that has oats in it. Keep it simple. I pretty much cook all my stuff, but pretty slow. Wow, you look super strong. I'm relatively strong. I'm not gonna disagree with that. I'm not the strongest person around. I'm not into powerlifting. Those are usually the people that are some of the strongest people out there. But I am pretty strong. I don't lift as heavy as I used to a couple of years ago, but I'm still pretty strong. I'm still benching 315 and stuff like that. And a cool thing I did this week, I incline pressed the 140 dumbbells in each hand. So that was a cool thing. That was something I haven't done in probably about 7 years. So I was happy about that. Still crushing goals, making goals for myself and trying to get after it. It takes time to get to all your goals, but you also got to have patience for those things to happen. Feel free and ask away anything you would like to know. If you're into fitness and you like fitness clothes and stuff, if you would like to support, my company is Rip City Inc. I started it back in 2019. Basically, the mission is about sacrifice and determination. I like honestly embracing discomfort. So life, when you want certain things out of life, is very uncomfortable. Certain situations, talking to your spouse or your boss or other different things is sometimes very uncomfortable. So it's getting out of that comfort zone. I'm big on that. Ask away. I'm an open book. Ask me anything. I'm still here. Just grabbing myself some water. A little bit of H2O is very important. You guys drink water? And that is very true. Nothing worth having comes easy. That is very, very true. Trust me, I had to learn that one. It was a big thing. Embracing discomfort is the answer to the question I was just gonna ask you. Trust me, there's a lot of discomfort in life. But the thing is, you gotta suck it up at the end of the day. If you really, really want something, you gotta suck certain things up. The thing is, like, for even in relationships and stuff like that, men and women, they try to find their partner and stuff, but at the end of the day, there is no perfect relationship. The thing is, what are you willing to deal with is your true answer. So sometimes you have to embrace certain discomfort, certain things you don't like, but then there might be a whole bunch of other things that you like about that person. It's the reason why you're still with them. So it's up to you. Is there a shortcut around the pain and discomfort? Is there a shortcut to life? No. Everything's really black or white, to be honest with you. There's really no gray and stuff. Like, when you're first starting off in the gym, of course you're gonna be sore. You haven't been going to the gym. Your body's new to it. So you're gonna be sore at the end of the day. But you give yourself about 3 to 4 weeks and you're not as sore anymore. You learn to embrace that discomfort of being a little bit sore. Are you going to be as sore all the time? Absolutely not. The thing is, once you get to a certain point, you're going to start chasing the pump. You're going to enjoy that factor of, hey, I'm getting in a nice groove. And it's cool to do that. Ask away. Everything feels stiff and sore. You know what? I'm gonna show you something I actually use to help a little bit with alleviating that. In my protein shakes, I use creatine. Doesn't matter the brand, creatine monohydrate. That's all you gotta look for, creatine monohydrate. You can use that, that will help with some of the recovery factor. So hopefully that'll help you in some aspect. I definitely use that. I use that regularly 5 days out of the week because I train 5 days a week. It will vary per person depending on how aggressive you are in the gym training wise. I do 10 grams, but some people I just tell them to do maybe 5. Little thing to do when you do that, make sure it has some form of sugar to help activate the molecules a little bit better. Because the thing is what's going to happen is creatine also flushes water into the muscle, so you need a little bit of sugar, not a lot, because people like to get twisted and put a whole bunch of other stuff with it. You only need about maybe 5 grams max of sugar. That's a low amount of sugar. You don't need a lot. Now if you're starting to get 40, 50 grams of sugar, that's your problem. If you got a problem, you wonder why you ain't losing weight, that's because you're having too much of it. I'm a person that will honestly always try to give the truth. And sometimes it sucks to hear the truth. I am not gonna lie about that. Another weird thing about me is I like washing all my stuff before I eat. Oh, is it safe for females to take creatine? Absolutely. The thing is, for females, you have to understand is that you are a female and sometimes you have periods. And during those times of when you're menstruating and everything, you will be a little bit extra bloated just from that naturally. Creatine also puts more extra water, so you will have additional water holding onto your body. And you have to be okay with that. It will help out with recovery. Some people use creatine for 2 different causes. Some people use it before the gym to help out with their pump, help out with their lifts and stuff like that, or which is for squatting, benching, basically all the compound movements. People will try to take creatine before they help out with that. However, if you're going to use it for the strength increase, then don't take it afterwards as well. I wouldn't suggest doing that because then you're just going to be really holding on to too much excess water. It is temporarily water, like your body, it depends on what your meal plan is and everything else too, because of basically the carbohydrates and stuff like that. Water holds on to the carbohydrates as well, so that's another factor. It depends on your diet. If you're a very lean person, you're going to have less water retention basically. If you're a person that's a little bit more fluffier, if you're on your off season, or if you're just an average Joe gym goer and stuff like that, you're going to retain a little bit more extra water. It's common. It's the sacrifice that you go for. Obviously, if you want to diet down and drop the excess water weight, you can either cut out the creatine or cut back on the carbohydrates a little bit, but I wouldn't suggest cutting back on the carbohydrates if you're trying to put on muscle tissue. Your meal plan is no meal plan, just starting out. Well, I would recommend trying to get consistent. So one thing I would say do, if you want to start having some form of consistency, is figure out what you're eating and stick to it. When you have too many varieties in your meal plan, you can't figure out if your body's accepting the food or not. If you have bad digestion, that's another thing you can't figure out because you're eating too many varieties. Unfortunately, it sucks. That's one thing that sucks about when you're trying to look a certain type of way, is you can't have so much variety involved. Figuring it out takes a little bit of time. One thing you can use is maybe, I know that's free, is MyFitnessPal. That's what I used in the beginning and stuff, to track how many calories I was eating, and it was kind of like you can log your stuff. So it's like a little mini diary of what I had. But once you get used to it, it's second nature after a while. You don't necessarily need it. But if you still want to choose it and use their other things, I know they have other different options. There's other stuff nowadays besides MyFitnessPal. I just recommend that one because that's what I did years ago. See, just 2 patties, basically. It was a full pound, and after you cook it, it goes to less, unfortunately, but hey, it is what it is. You're welcome. Like I said, ask away and I'll try to give you whatever answers I can give. I don't know everything. I am not a guru. I am not a scientist. I did, however, go to school for a little bit in college, and I kept swapping around between majors. First, it was actually my first major was music ed, and then I switched it over to biology for 2 years, and then I was trying to get done with school real quick and ask the wrong questions to the wrong advisors, because I don't know if you guys know that not every advisor knows the right path for you. But I end up switching it to psychology, and so I have a little bit of psychology and biology, and that's kind of what I do with supplementation and food and stuff like that. I use psychology to understand how food works in the body, really paying full attention to it, and understanding supplements and the way supplements work in your body, understanding how long certain supplements stay in your body, how long it takes to digest and stuff like that. Those are important things to understand, and it's something that I learned throughout the years. So if you're expecting to try to learn it all right away, that's up to you. Good for you. Kudos. But this is something I've been doing for really over a decade. It's the whole fitness thing. I am huge into nutrition and exercise and stuff like that. I do compete in bodybuilding and stuff. So it's something that I love. And when you love it, you're gonna keep doing it. Oh, trust me. You notice you eat when you're stressed out. You remember the candy addiction that I said that I had? Why do you think I was obese? Because I didn't take control of my life. The thing is that you have to understand, there's a lot of stuff you are not in control of. And the thing is, whatever you're in control of, whatever you can take control of, is what you focus on. You can't focus on others and what you are not in control of. It is not going to help you. And that's why you sometimes get stressed out. It happens to a lot of people. The thing is, only focus on the things that you are capable of doing. If you're capable of going to school, if you're capable of starting a business, if you're capable of controlling your diet, if you're capable of going to sleep on time, if you're capable of controlling your money, those are all the different things you're capable of. The people that are surrounded around you. If a person you don't like and you don't want them around you, you don't have to be around them. You can be cordial. If you work with them, you can say hello and good afternoon and goodbye. You got to keep that. You got to keep it going. There's no reason for you to get stressed out. It's all up to you at the end of the day. You have to take control of your life. And you don't have to be mad at anyone. It's okay. You got to understand that everyone is different. We're all different for a reason. It's all cool. Life is good. Life is beautiful. If you're not waking up and enjoying life, you got to start figuring it out and revamping what you're doing. I'm here for you. Water went down too fast. But that's what life is. It's all up to you at the end of the day. You got to take control of your life and your own personal actions. I'm just here to help and give advice to the best of my ability if I can or can't. What you say that doesn't work? Of course, anything that you personally, listen, you can't control whoever's next to you. You can't control if they raise their hand, put their hand down, they say, hey, screw you, if they try to spin on you. You can't control any of those things. What you are in control of is removing yourself from around that person. You don't worry about the stuff you can't do. That's not going to help you. That's good. Keep focusing on it. What else you want to know? God, that's what happens when you're trying to talk and eat and chew and all the above. I did it to myself. There's no reason to focus on the wrong things, man. Trust me. It ain't gonna help you. Like I said, you're in control of who you want to be with. You're in control of your health. Even if you don't like the doctor that you're going to see, you're in control of saying, hey, I don't like this person. I'm going to go and see someone else for a second opinion. You're in control of it. There's a lot of things in life that we are in control of, and there's a lot of stuff that we are not in control of. We are not in control of anyone else but ourselves. Well, to a certain degree, you're gonna gain some body fat. How much body fat you gain, you can control that a little bit, but that's gonna be by the types of foods that you're eating. If you're pretty strong, keep being strong. Your body needs the calories to push the weight. You need the muscle. But the thing is, there's a difference. I know there are some people that will argue and say all calories are the same, but that is not true. Trust me, I am a testament of that. Not all calories are the same. At one point, I was 45% body fat. In my last bodybuilding show, I got down to 6%. So trust me, if anyone says it's a calorie, not all calories are equal. Trust me, not all calories are equal. What I would suggest doing is clean up that diet a little bit. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of research off of Google or anything else. Like I said, you can use MyFitnessPal or these other apps that are similar that are out there too. Either that or hire a coach. That's what I did. I hired a coach. However, I still tracked everything through MyFitnessPal in the beginning until I started learning the difference, and I asked questions. Asking a lot of questions is important. That's how you also learn to educate yourself, is by asking questions. And if you don't like MyFitnessPal app, trust me, you can download any other app that's similar to it. I'm pretty sure it's going to all work the same for the most part. Back then, there was no AI apps. Now there's a whole bunch of them out there, so maybe that'll help you. Try it out and see what happens. You've been depressed. Well, so this is the thing. Depression's a real thing. Do you know why you're depressed? Have you asked yourself why you're depressed? Sometimes you actually got to talk to yourself. I know talking to yourself is not always the healthiest thing, but sometimes you have to really be honest and look at yourself in the mirror and say, why am I depressed? And usually that depression is the stuff that you're unhappy with. What are you unhappy with? Are you unhappy with your relationship with someone? Are you unhappy with the type of money you're making? Are you unhappy with the type of vehicle you're driving? What are you unhappy with? Are you unhappy with your weight, your health, the way you feel physically? If you're unhappy with those things, you can change those things. You are in control of those things. It's also called seeking help. And it might be getting your blood work done. Go to your doctor. Hopefully your doctor understands. If your doctor doesn't understand, then go to one of those clinics, that hormone replacement clinic, and find out, what are you lacking? It may be that, it may not be that. But the thing is, the physical is very mental, 100%. Are you happy with yourself inside? If you're not happy with yourself inside, you won't be happy with yourself on the outside. You have to love you. Not in a selfish way, but you have to love yourself. You have to get up every day and say, hey, I love me. And I'm going to do everything that I can do to take care of myself. And then hopefully someday I'll have a person that also loves me as well, and we can love each other. So it depends. But I'm here to talk, trust me. I did a lot of soul searching between 26 years old, before I turned 30. I did a lot of soul searching, trying to figure out who I am. What do I like? What type of women do I like? How do I see myself in the next 5 years? What do I plan on doing with my life? Am I looking for a career? What am I planning on doing? I have to create some form of a game plan. You got to have some form of structure in your life. You can't just wing everything. It sucks because it still comes back to the accountability part. It's taking ownership of your life. You are in control of it. I hope it's helping you. You're taking notes? Cool. I'm always taking notes, man. And a big thing how I learned a lot of these things is talking to people. I realized that I wasn't the only person going through the same thing. You'll be really surprised that a lot of people are dealing with the same issue as you. They're just afraid to admit it sometimes. But a lot of people go through the same thing. I'm just open about it because I don't care how people view me. I know that I'm a good human being, and I try my best to help others. And I will do everything that I can to continue doing that. Well, I get it. Breakups are very tough. It is very tough when that happens. But at the same time, too, you got to look at how long do you plan on living on this earth? And if you're going to stay in that type of rut, are you planning on staying in for a couple of months, a couple of years, or a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades? How long do you really plan on going through that rut? Because the only thing is, at the end of the day, she's no longer in your life. And what do you plan on doing with your life? It's still you. You are in control of you. She's no longer around. It's a choice that you get to make. Life is all about choices at the end of the day. It's a choice in the matter. We all get to choose. So it's up to you what life you want for yourself. Like I said, you don't have to be selfish to want better for yourself. It's okay. But the thing is, if you want better, you got to do better. You can't expect for it to come to you. It's not going to knock at the door and say, hey, I'm here. Hi. No, you got to go for it. You have to take ownership. That's how it happens in life. It's taking full ownership. You feel like you can't face the gym? I'm just trying to get a good walk every day. Well, I'll put it this way to you, and this is what I tell my fiance when she goes through the same thing, is there's a lot of people in the gym, and people are gonna see you regardless. At some point, people are gonna recognize if you make changes for yourself, there will be someone that will say, hey, I see what you're doing, I recognize it, that's what's up, keep going. And sometimes we need that encouragement to keep going. But the thing is, you can't sit there. And it's good to keep walking. I'm not going to tell you not to walk. But the thing is when are you going to take control of you and do what's best for you? Stop worrying. You're still going back to worrying about others and their opinions. That's not going to help you. That's at the end of the day. It's not going to help you if you're worrying about others and how they view you. You have to worry about you and making the best version of yourself. Create that. You got to think. Every day we wake up, we get to create a legacy for ourselves. What type of legacy are you going to create for yourself? You can't create a legacy trying to hide from others. Of course, no problem. It's part of the journey. Trust me, it's part of the journey. What do you want out of life? It's good to create a routine. The thing is, realistically, I have a routine for everything that I do. I have a very, very busy life. And I keep myself busy because when you're busy, you can't stay inside of your head thinking about all the wrong stuff. I can tell you, I work at a grocery store and upper management running a store. I have a nonprofit within the community. I have a clothing brand. I go to the gym and I have a fiance. I have no time for free time to get inside of my head and worry about what else everyone is thinking about. I have no time for it. This is literally me eating right now and going live. It's my free time right now. And once I get done with the live, I have a day to start. I have to focus on my businesses and stuff. That's what I do to stop worrying about others and their opinions, is I create something to keep going and push me. I have something to look forward to. You have to create things for yourself. Stay busy, trust me. If you create a lot of stuff, you ain't got time for worrying about what others think. You're trying to get it accomplished. Trust me. Definitely let them fear trap you. I can definitely tell you that. But it's up to you to let those things go. The thing is, you got to seize the day. The people around you are seizing their day. You got to seize your own day. But the only way that's going to happen is by you getting outside of the house, taking control of your life, writing down, creating a game plan for yourself. You got to do what you got to do. That's the only way your life is going to get better. If you feel that you're trapped and depressed, you're only trapped from yourself. You are trapping yourself. You're putting yourself in a cage. Get out and enjoy life. Life is beautiful. I don't know if you've ever done any traveling before, but I can definitely tell you this world is beautiful. You should probably go and see it sometime. Of course, feel free and ask. Like I said, I'm an open book. I am here to help in any possible way. Like I said, I don't know everything, and I'm still figuring out life myself, but I will tell you what I have learned in these past couple of years of mine. And it's good, it feels good to try to help others and be open about it, because not everyone is open, and you never know who's going through what. Yeah, don't let fear trap you, trust me. What are you afraid of? Actually being successful? It's okay. It feels good to be accomplished and get something done. You know, the thing is, write it down and make a plan for yourself. Well, the overwhelming factor is because you're thinking about it inside of your head of all the things that you might want to get done. Write it down and start taking it step by step. The thing is, you write a list of things you want to accomplish, and then you start doing one at a time. You don't got to do them all. Trust me, you don't got to do them all. This is the thing. You write one down, and you start looking into what it takes to get that goal accomplished. There's always many steps. I think of all my goals that I want to accomplish. I look at it like it's a ladder or stairs in a house. is that you can't get from the bottom floor to the top floor. You can't leap. So you got to take one step at a time. And every household is different with the amount of steps that are involved, or every ladder is different on the height of how many times you got to take a step to get to the top of it. So it's going to vary depending on all your goals. All of those steps are going to take some time. It's okay. It's rewarding at the end of the day when you actually get them accomplished. So take those steps, one step at a time, one step at a time. Trust me, I lost 97 pounds of fat. That didn't happen overnight. That took months. It takes time. But at the end of the day, it happened. And now I have a new journey that's even harder. Losing the fat was the easy part. Gaining muscle is even harder. Trust me, anyone can do what they want to do. It's all up to you at the end of the day. You take control of your life and you can make stuff happen. It's all about you and what you want to do with your life. You got to take full ownership. You can't put the blame on anyone else but yourself. If something's not happening for you, it's because you're not letting it happen for you. No one's doing it to you. No one is doing it to you. There's a lot of options in life. It's all up to you at the end of the day, but the thing is, you got to be realistic. You have to, I told you before, self-evaluate yourself. What do you want to be doing in the next 5 years? And if you want certain things, you have to be realistic. Are you looking for another partner in the next 5 years? Are you looking for a better job in the next 5 years? Do you have a degree? Are you looking to get a certification? Or are you learning to learn a new skill? What are you planning on doing in the next 5 years with your life? It's all up to you at the end of the day what you choose to do. You can't just keep sitting around and saying, I have so many options, because it's good to have those options. The only problem is you're not taking a step towards an option. And that's not going to help you at all. You won't get anywhere by just sitting around waiting for it to happen. It's not going to do that. All right. But yeah, like I said, feel free and ask. I am here to give as much advice as hopefully it helps. So one step at a time. And don't let depression keep happening. That's good. I'm happy to hear you're gonna actually get up. What, you're getting up out of your bed? I was able to help you out. Watch some of my videos. But how's it going? How is it going? If you want to talk about fitness, life, all the above, health, don't matter, ask away. Just it's up to. At a retirement party today. I think 46 years. Life. Let's talk health. Let's talk fitness. We're pretty open to. It's my second time going live, so I'm just enjoying the process and answering any questions. A lot of questions about shit and stuff. You know, we all go through it. You know, but hopefully I was able to give and really, so you can have a more, you know, and today. Feel free to ask. How did I figure out what foods worked best for me? Well, I hired a coach, a list of foods, And I did research on foods for my blood type. And then I paired up based upon those. I went on actually, I think, fights for my blood type, eating for my blood type. Then I did kind of an average of everything that was showing on there. I kind of actually circled everything that was all the same. And then I created a list from there. And then I went to the list because I'm just OCD like that. And and that's how I originally created what I was going to eat. I also understand that too many options, you can't figure out stuff that way. It's very, very hard if you're eating something different every single day. It gets to the point where if you have an upset stomach, what happened? Was it cooked a certain way where you gotta do all those different things. You gotta check dates so that you're prepared. A lot of different variations, a lot of different reasons. But that's how I figured out. And I just, because I thought it was beneficial. What works best? To fitness, wellness, anybody likes. I guess, well, we'll wrap it up for today.